Hopefully riders all ready and refreshed, raring to go. There he is then. Always a special thing when you line up on a pole position at a Grand Prix event, no matter what racing class you're in. This is the Road to MotoGP where it continues. Which one of these riders will you see in the Premier class in the future? It's all on the line here as they race for victory once again. Matteo Bertelli, can he continue that form that he's been increasing ever since the very start of the season? The number 28, all eyes on him. Danny Holgado in second place, Mario Aggi in third. The red flag departs from the grid. We're about to go racing. The lights come on, and they're off, and away we go. Looks like everybody's pretty much clean away. What is a superb start from Matteo Bertelli. Does he absolutely nail it? No, it's Danny Holgado who's got the shot into the first corner, or is it? No, it's not. It's time for Risato, who goes way wide. He might as well be in along that penalty lane, all on his own there. Danny Holgado takes the lead from Matteo Bertelli, the pole position rider there. Who's that in third? Is it your boy Indonesia? Is it Mario Aggi? I think it could well be, but look at that just behind him as well. David Munoz, all safely through turn 3.
I thought Foressato was going to take the lead out into turn 1. I think it's Mario Aggi now up to second. I think he dived at the inside of Matteo Bertelli, the pole sitter at the Amiga curve. Yes, it is. The number 34 is in second, so a good start from Mario Aggi, a perfect start from Daniel Holgado, and not a bad one from Matteo Bertelli despite slipping down to third place.
Yeah, not bad at all. Ivan Ortela in the number 24 is right there as well. I think, is that just behind David Munoz? Yes, it is. They got Foressato for company in 6th place there as well. David Alonso, the Colombian, taken 2 victories so far this year, just down in 7th place. This is the Ralph Alban corner, the waterfall, as they plunge down the hill towards turns 12 and 13. Many riders come a cropper here in the race weekend so far, but seemingly all safely through at the front. So easy to lose the rear end and the front end there at that part of the circuit. But as we approach the final corner, it looks like, yes it is, the number 34, Kevin Schwantz, inspired. It is Mario Aggi who will lead them out of the final corner for the first time here at the Sachenring.
A great opening lap then for the Indonesian. He leads across the line as Daniel Holgado moves out the slipstream and takes the lead. So this is probably the only place, apart from down the waterfall, where you're going to get slipstream. Is he going to hold it into turn 1? Yes, it is. That the inside,
so
I think it's
tight
David
there.
Munoz.
Yeah, it is David Munoz there, just behind Danny Holgado. He loves to lead from the front. He's so used to it from the Junior World Championship, isn't he? I saw Bertelli taking a very, very tight line there. Got to be so easy. Easing that front brake on. Don't want to lose it and take everybody out. That would be a real disaster for him, starting from pole position.
No jump starts we're getting on our screen, so that's good news for everyone involved. Who's that dropping down the timing screens? I think it was...
Oh, we have,
we've got a crasher.
Yep, number 95. Oh, that's Colin Vire. Oh, what a shame for the Dutchman. He's been coming on super strong lately. Well, finishing well in the pack, 11th place in race 1 in Mugello, and then 7th place in race 2. So that's a real shame for him. I do understand, though, there's a few abrasions on his fingers from an accident he had earlier in the weekend. So, yeah, wasn't his people around him weren't too surprised if he was going to have a bit of a duck race here today, but can strap it up for tomorrow, get going once again.
Yeah, that's the good thing about having 2 races in one weekend. You can forget about a disappointment in race 1, sleep on it and go again on Sunday in race 2 as Holgado still leads. Then we go down the waterfall. It's now David Munoz, his closest challenger, the cup leader.
Yeah, and who's that? Ivan Ortela going up the inside of Mario Aggi there. He's been pushed back to 5th place now. So we come around to complete the 2nd lap then. 17 laps to go as they cross the line. David Munoz sitting up, looking behind him, wondering who's there. Just concentrate on what's ahead of you, David. You don't need to care about who's behind you. Just focus on what's in front. Here we go then. Bertelli up the inside once again into turn 1. And even David Munoz, he doesn't need to care about what's going on behind him. He's the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. We've only completed 2 laps and he's already looking behind. Whether he had a little bit of an issue gearing wise, I'm not sure. It didn't look like it. So yeah, that was a bit of a strange move from David Munoz, but he's retaken 2nd place from Bertelli, the pole sitter, as Holgado gets into a bit of a rhythm at the front.
He is getting a bit of a rhythm. Do you know who else is getting into a bit of a rhythm as well? I think that was Mario Aggi heading up the inside into 4th position there, just behind Bertelli. He really means business He was pretty hurt after, well, metaphorically and mentally speaking, after being forced out of the second race in Barcelona last weekend at the FIM Junior World Championship. Pole position, he got there, as you might all well know, so he really means business here today at the Sachenring.
Oh, is he going to squeeze the other side there, David Munoz?
Yes, I think he is. Turn 10. That's not normally an overtaking spot, is it?
No, it's not, and as you plunge down the waterfall, I think we're going to see some more manoeuvres coming down the hill. Is Holgado going to retake the lead straight away? I think he is, up the inside.
Yeah.
Clean as you like, the classic turn 12 move at the Sachenring, and well done, Daniel Holgado, he's back in the race lead.
How about it then? That was awesome from Danny Holgado. Just that's the best way when you get overtaken. Just fight straight back. If you think you've got the pace to lead this thing, there's no reason to let anybody else do all the donkey work there. Agi in third place there. Furusato, the number 72, just behind him. Ivan Ortala, one of the real racy riders in the Junior World Championship as well. He's looking up the inside. How many abreast do you want going into there? Is that Uriarte looking a bit squirrely on the brakes too? The number 89. Well then, they all make it safely through. I don't know how. It's Furusato back at the second place. A reminder, he's never seen this track before, guys. The talent in this kid's right wrist is palpable. That is Eddie O'Shea down in the gravel. What a shame for the Brit there.
That looks like turn 12, Matt, the classic turn 12 front end slide. Like he said earlier in the broadcast, it's caught out a lot of riders this weekend. Thankfully, Eddie O'Shea's back on his feet. That's the main thing.
He's in good company though. Guys like Casey Stoner have gone down that corner as well, so don't beat yourself up too much, mate. It happens to the very, very best of them as well, doesn't it? Furusato goes up the inside of Mario Agi as well, but not for long. Does he get him on the cutback? No. It's all about that climb up the hill now. Furusato going for the lead, is he? He saw what Munoz did at Holgado last time around. He thought, maybe I'll have a go this time, but no.
It's such good racing in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. I didn't think we'd see a lot of moves going into that left-hander, because it's just not an overtaking place really. But the rookies are making it look like one. Who's that steaming up the inside? It's Mario Agi.
I tell you what, the moves we're seeing here are far more creative than what we saw in the football last night, wasn't it, Elliot? That's for sure.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
So then, it is Spain leading from Japan, leading from Indonesia in the Red Bull Rookies once again over the line. A long lap penalty though. Do have to remind you of this, of course, because David Munoz, it is written on our grid sheet here, he has to serve a long lap penalty for either going slow on the racing line during the practice sessions. Look at that though, Elliot. Uriarte, the number 89 up there. And there he goes. David Munoz does take the long lap penalty.
Yeah, gets it out of the way nice and early. Easily done there for the number 64. But that turn 1 really is so tight. It looks tight on your TV screens, and it's even tighter in real life. It really sucks you in, and when you're going in 4, 5, 6, 7 abreast like the Red Bull Rookies Cup riders are, it's sensational to watch, but a little bit scary at the same time.
Yeah, it really is. It absolutely is. And whilst you're on the subject of long lap penalties as well, do have to address the rider number 13, that is Sho Nishimura, will also have to do 2 long lap penalties and also received a grid penalty as well. He actually qualified, as I checked through my notes, where did he qualify, Sho Nishimura? Down in P17, but actually started in P25 due to infractions during the free practice qualifying sessions. So then, Furusato, never seen this circuit before. He leads the pack down the waterfall once again. David Alonso looking very strong here today. This might be some of the best we've seen of him, well, since last time out in Mugello, who was strong there as well. Just missed out on the podium. And what about Uriarte? You would have thought he'd be at a bit of a weight disadvantage as they got to such an elevation change around this circuit. But no, as David Alonso moves up the inside into third spot at the final corner. Oh, and he really shoves out Mario Agi there onto the green. Just for good measure.
Yeah, good move there from Alonso, even if it was a little bit harsh on Mario Agi, but rubbing is racing, as they say. What's most impressive about Furusato is this is only his second weekend on the Red Bull Rookies Cup bike. He's never been to the Sachenring. A lot of the other riders have also never been to the Sachenring, we must add. But this is super impressive from the young Japanese rider. Yeah,
it really, really is. There's Ron Batelli, watch the pole position man. How well does he getting on in his race? First ever race from pole position, down fighting for that top 5 spot with the likes of Agi and Daniel Munoz as well. So, as we keep an eye on any other guys who have really been pushed down the order, where is Danny Holgado at the moment? He's in 4th place, just staying quite quiet. He does this quite a lot, doesn't he, Elliot? If he either isn't leading, he's just sitting patiently behind in about 4th or 5th, letting all the drama unfold around him.
It's what you've got to do sometimes. You can't, unless you've really got the patience straight away, you can't lead the race the whole time, just mainly because of slipstream, and obviously the other riders behind are really hungry to lead the race as well, so you can't lead it all the time. So it's good that Holgado is being mature about it and just sitting there patiently waiting as we plunged back down the waterfall. I think we zoomed in there on Soma Gorbe, the reigning Northern Talent Cup winner. He had his best ever qualifying in the Red Bull Rookies as irresponsible riding during... Okay, that's the long line confirmed that he took earlier in the race.
But yes, Sumagorba was also another party guilty of that, so we got given a bit of a grid penalty as well. Managed to actually qualify, I think what might be actually a year best in P12, but was pushed down to P16 due to an infraction there from the FIM stewards. Fastest man on track once again though, Elliot, David Munoz, and there he comes up the inside. He's going up the inside of Noah Detweiler, I think. As we see, yes, confirmation, a 129.8. That wouldn't have been quite good enough for pole position, but actually that is bang on par with what he was able to set in the qualifying section as well yesterday. Yeah,
we're not too far, well, we're just about 10th off Chan Onchu's 2018 all-time lap record, so we're closing in on that. I would hazard a guess that we might beat that as the race unfolds.
Yeah, could well do. As we see, David Alonso's now moved up into the lead then. He's got Uriarte for company, the number 89 there. So Alonso very, very comfortable to lead this one. Where's Diogo Moreira at the moment, Elliot? I can't see him on the screen. He's in P13. I can see it on the timing tower, so he'll be in the back of this shot somewhere. Yes, yeah. He's just partly off the back there. He's got, is that Filippo Farioli just behind him? It is, yes, as well. So the leading group is the leading 14 riders as they come down the waterfall once more. Holgado and Agi neck and neck with 13 laps to go.
Yeah, 1.8 seconds splitting the top 14 riders. As ever, it's seriously close and tightly packed in the Red Bull Rookies. But just behind the top 14 is that battle between Soma Gorme, Scott Ogden, Harrison Foyt, Freddie Heinrich, another one of the Northern Talent Cup promotees into the Red Bull Rookies. They're just losing touch though, 2.1 seconds, so they've got to try and get their heads down to try and catch the lead group. There they are, just in the back of your screen there, number 19 of Scott Ogden.
Yeah, the Northern Talent Cup has its 2021 season continuing here at the Sachenring as well. Frankly, just after this race as well, Elliot will be joining you for that one with Froud Wild. You can go and check out their social media pages too, because of course it's all part of the Road to Red Bull Rookies Cup. Some of the winners from that will be in this very series next year. Worth keeping an eye on, that's for sure. So as we turn our attention back towards the front of the field, we're looking back at Tajakorn Boisri, the tyre rider, the number 5. What was that just flying off? I think there was a bit of a tyre just flying off the rear of David Munoz, who's in 6th place now. A good recovery from his long lap penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. As David Alonso leads the way from your pole sitter Marcos Uriarte, Matteo Bettelli, sorry. Oh no, it is Uriarte.
Uriarte got pole position back in the Mugello, but then again, there are Italians in. He did it in Italy.
I got confused. Uriarte is not the pole sitter today. He was the pole sitter back in Mugello. Yeah, I'll shut up for a minute.
As we see, Perrin has been exceeding track limits too many times. Easily done round here. Long lap penalty for him will be taken down towards at turn 1. Change of the lead, though, with Uriarte just going up the inside of David Alonso. But will he fight it back? Yes, he will. Straight through once again. Oh, a bit of chatter on the front end there. Oh, Scott Ogden's gone down. What a shame that is for the Brit. Buoyed by his first Junior World Championship podium last weekend in Barcelona as well. So that's a real shame to see him go down, but does get another whack at it here tomorrow. So hopefully he's okay. Down at turn 9, so that's one of those relatively fast left-handers on the climb up the hill. Turn 10 it actually says.
Yeah, turn 10 is where we've seen some of the audacious overtaking manoeuvres, so it is quite quick, so hopefully we see him on his feet, and
there
yes, we do there, Scott Ogden.
Yeah, so Union Jack on his, even though it looks like he's got a German crash helmet, he's actually got the Union Jack on his arms there, so up and okay, walking away. Here's what happened then. Oh, that was quite a nasty one, that, with the rear end proper stepping out, high siding him out there, so yes, good to see he's all right, is young Scott Ogden. So,
yeah, Ogden posted on Instagram yesterday that he got taken out in qualifying, and one of his, I think he was on lap 4, his fastest lap got chalked off for yellow flag impingement, so he had an unlucky Saturday, and then I think maybe the problem there was he was trying to push to catch the lead group, just opened a little bit the power too much, and yeah, high-sided out of the race, but glad to see Scott Ogden back up on his feet, and he'll be ready to go again tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, good on him. So get your Weetabix down here and have a good one tomorrow. As Agi moves up the inside once again, David Munoz has found his way back towards the front for the first time since he took his long lap penalty several laps ago now. As we come across the line next time around, it will be 10 laps to go. Not quite Hearts race distance, but we've had enough action to pack for a whole championship, you could say, so far here at the Sachenring. Who will be leading over the line? Who will be riding 4, 5, 6 abreast as they send it down into turn 1 once again? Keep your eye on the tie rider though. Tactical Brasserie into 6th place there. He could be a fair shout for the podium as well. Looking very strong here as he takes a peek at the inside of Danny Holgado.
Yeah, I'm just looking on timing screens, Matt, and Daniel Munoz, the number 7, is in 10th place, and he's just set his personal best lap of the race. And there you can see the lap progression from David Munoz. They're not related. You've got standings leader David Munoz there. The number 64 has just slowly picked his way back through the group after that long lap penalty, without really making too much of a fuss either. We didn't really notice him doing. Suddenly he's back into 2nd place, so that's a sign of a very good rider, the number 64.
Stealthy like a ninja. And another thing, of course, with the Munoz Not brothers, they ride even for the same team in the Junior World Championship. Both purple bikes. I mean, how confusing is that? For goodness sake, as we see Uriarte get nerfed out the way by David Munoz there in towards, was that turn 7 or turn 8 at the bottom of the hill? He doesn't need a second invitation, does young David. He's got the Cup classification lead, 103 points. The guy we're looking back at, David Alonso, is the rider behind him in the series. Look at that for an onboard shot. That is brilliant. As we're looking up the inside in towards turn 12, he defends it perfectly, does your Cup leader. And Uriarte around the outside as well. Is that Vitelli going wide in over track limits? I think it is.
That was a beautiful shot from the onboard camera down the waterfall, looking behind. It really is such a stunning piece of tarmac. Is turn 11 down the drop into turn 12 in the Sachenring. The number 89 of Uriarte pulls out the slipstream from David Munoz and into the race lead. I think, yes, he's going to hold it into turn 1, backs it in nicely, and David Alonso also follows him through. And then we look back to a Holgado and Mario Agi battle from David Munoz, who is now in 3rd, I think.
Where is Ferrosato? Sitting very patiently and quietly there in 7th position. He, in his first ever race, this was around about the time we saw him move up towards the front back in Mugello. And then, well, he didn't really look back. He was there all along and managed to evade the slipstream on the final lap. What a victory that was for the Japanese rider. Will he be able to emulate it here today? That is the question. There he is then, on the tailcoats of fellow Asia Talent Cup alumni, that's the word I was looking for. Tactical and Brasserie ahead of him, but I don't think they would have raced together in the last few years. I mix up 2019, 2020 now. It's all a blur with the pandemic. I feel everybody can relate to that one pretty much. As Uriarte, he's all action with his riding style, isn't he? Oh, dearie me, Perrin failed to comply with the long lap penalty. What's happened now? A double long lap penalty. Oh dear, double trouble for Perrin then.
Yeah, not ideal for Perrin, but rules are rules. If he fails to comply, then you can get handed another penalty afterwards. So hopefully he sees the long lap penalty board and takes double long lap, which is located at turn 1, which I'm sure you saw David Munoz take earlier in the race.
Looking back at Mario Agi then, who's been an ever-present figure in this leading 4 or 5 positions actually in this race. So this is real superb form from the Indonesian rider. Probably some of the best that we've seen from him, at least this year, you could say. As Munoz trying to move up the inside again, he's squeezing Uriarte there. But look at that, who managed to just hoodwink them both is David Alonso. I mean, he's pint-sized enough that he could do that without anybody seeing it. It's brilliant. The real pocket rocket is the Colombian.
Yeah, David Alonso's now gone 4 races without victory. He returned to the podium in the second race at Mugello with a 2nd place, but those 2 wins in Portimao to start the season, he went 7th, 8th, 4th, 2nd. So yeah, he's definitely hungry, like all of them, to stand on the top step once again. But he's got a little bit of a gap now. The riders just need to be careful, because if someone can break, like David Alonso is trying to do here, and break the slipstream, that's when they can start pulling clear. Well,
this is exactly what he did in, I think, the first race back in Portimao. He actually managed to get out front, got a bit of clear air, and off he went, and they didn't really see him again. They were only, next time they saw him was when he was on pole position for the race next time around. I think he got pole position, or at least they saw him in Parc Fermé. There's Daniel Munoz as well, not related to David, I reiterate once again, and he's having a good race there. Gotta say, we don't have favourites, but I'm particularly excited to see how he gets on. Certainly deserves it after the trouble he's had on social media, undeservedly, I should say, in the last week. Props to you, young man, as we see Ortela move up the inside of Ferrosato there, who himself actually, Ferrosato is quite a tall character for these relatively small capacity Motor 3 machines.
So the top 14 then, as we cross the line once more, is split by 3 seconds. Yeah, Diogo Moreira's 1.9 off in 11th. He's about half a second behind Daniel Munoz. So there's that front group, and then you can just see the others trying to cling onto the back of them as Alonso still leads from David Munoz. The two title rivals, the top two in the cup standings, going head to head here. But there's Marcus Uriarte waiting in the wins. There's Holgado waiting in the wins. This is going to be one hell of a last 7 laps.
This is the switch over in towards turn 11 with the super slow-mo camera, just seeing the riders shift their body weight all over their KTM machines there. A superb differentiation in style. Adji just keeping everything tucked in, squeezing every single muscle and ligament that he can to stay inside the bubble there. Other riders a bit more all action, elbows out, not afraid to get rough and ready to fight for their own positions. This is, well, the full speed camera of where we were looking at on the slow motion there. Goodness me, how neat and tidy is David Alonso as well. Just to notice there, Elliot, as well, Danny Holgado just having a very undramatic race touchwood at the moment, sitting so quietly in P4.
Yeah, he's just sitting there quietly, like you say, Matt. He's just waiting for anyone to make a mistake, just like Uriarte did in the exit there. Dived at the inside at turn 12, didn't quite make it stick. And who was that tapping the rear end of his seat?
David Munoz saying, get behind me, we need to chase down David Alonso, otherwise he's going to get away.
Well, I think he can try all he wants, but I don't think the riders behind are going to listen to him. It happens a lot in the junior classes on the road to MotoGP, but they're all young, they're all hungry, and they all want to win. As Ortola sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:29.6, and that is not a new all-time lap record. I was wrong earlier. So
I love that little brief pause as you correct yourself there. Done that many, many times. It happens when we're doing race commentary here, but yes, props to Ivan Ortola, because he started in P8 on row 3. Not really seen him, just been biding his time, a bit like Danny Holgado, and now moving towards the front is the number 24. Great stuff from him.
Plunging back down the hill then. Well, we got 5 riders there, all set the personal best laps of the race. Ortola set obviously his personal best and the best race lap. So the riders are finding speed here, and as things stand, there's only 2 points separated. Alonso, the race leader, and David Munoz, the man in 2nd place.
This could be a very significant race, though, in terms of the cup classification, because Diogo Moreira has just not really been able to get it going properly. He's only made it up to 11th place, as we see Holgado versus Munoz, then Uriarte hoodwinking them both into turn 12 there. Felipe Farioli, track limits warning for him, so be careful for the final few laps. But yes, Moreira not being able to make any headway. This could really scupper his proper cup classification chances.
Yeah, Moreira had a little bit of a difficult weekend last weekend in Barcelona in the Junior Championship. A couple of crashes. I think he missed race 2 because he felt the ill effects from one of the crashes. So maybe he's still feeling a little bit injured, or he's not quite up to full fitness. We're not too sure, but maybe that's a reason why he's not quite in the league group, but he's still fighting for the top 10. So yeah, every point counts. Anything can happen in the last 5 laps.
Well, the sun has come out once again then as we click down with 5 laps to go. That was the Amiga curve, and I love Marcus Uriarte's style. It's so cool, isn't it? It's such a tall frame, doing everything he can. It almost looks like he just throw that bike anywhere he wants it with those long, daddy long legs like limbs, can't he? So then I'll keep an eye as well on Furasato, and then Botelli just behind him in 7th place. They're just off the back of this group, not too long if they want a shot at victory or the podium before they have to really reel these guys in. Furasato, who's that gone off wide? It's Adji. Oh, what a disaster. Oh, and he's hit the air fence there. Oh, what a shame for him. Hopefully he gets up and he's all right. So I think that was a relatively small impact compared to what it could have been. So that is Mario Adji out of the race. What a shame. Disaster for him.
Yeah, his luckless run continues in the last couple of weekends.
Oh, there he goes.
Good to see him on his feet.
Just mainly a bruised ego after that one, understandably so, poor fella. But one more opportunity at it tomorrow. Furasato moves up the inside of Holgado then to rejoin this leading group then. So he's in the battle. We have 7 riders fighting it out for victory here at race 1 at the Sachenring. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, Daniel Munoz in 8th place is 1.4 seconds behind this lead group as Uriarte backs it in once more into turn 1. Is he going to get the stop? I don't think so.
Yeah, he does. He nails it, and David Alonso just has to back off a little bit because otherwise he's going to swipe his front wheel away. How about that?
yeah, sensational move into turn one. We're going to see plenty more of that in the last, well, 3 laps once we cross the line the next time around. But I know what you mean by his riding style, Matt. With the bigger riders, always seem to, they just seem to have a different riding style, obviously because they're taller, but it's just so magnificent to watch. I interviewed Philip Salac today when he got Moto3 pole, and he's the same on a Moto3 bike. And just look at him hanging off the bike.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Spectacular.
Very, I think of it as Ruben Zaus-esque from the Superbike days. Watching him make a Ducati 999 look absolutely tiny, almost like one of these Moto3 bikes, pretty much. So I'm not sure Marcus Oriati what he thinks about being compared to Ruben Zaus, but why not? It's fantastic. Anyways, let's get back to the action. Turn 11 once again. Then who's going to be making a move down in towards turn 12? Who is that making a move up the outside? That's Ivan Ortula. Is he going to be making a bid for the lead? No, it's Uriarte still holding firm there, but Ortula up there into second place now, and Furusata going around the outside and way over track limits. You've got to be careful, can't do that too many times.
No, yeah, it's something to watch, isn't it? We've seen a couple of riders now head onto the green. That's a notorious place for it as well. Plunging down the hill, carrying a little bit too much corner speed, or getting a little bit too early on the gas to try and get a good run into the final corner. So yeah, they have got to be careful as we head onto laps. Head onto the penultimate
lap. There we go.
3 laps to go is the words I was looking for.
Can someone please tweet us an actual word for the penultimate lap? Because that would be very, very helpful when you're scrambling for words in commentary, that's for sure. So Uriarte leads as we come around the Omega curve. Once again, he's looking strong, is Uriarte. I mean, his consistency has always been a problem. That's why he sits 8th in the classification. He did start off the year with a podium, but since then, he's not had a podium. But could he regain that podium position with a win here today in Sachenring?
Yeah, 2 top 5 since that podium, a 9th at DNF and a 12th. Like you say, Matt, that is why he's 8th in the championship at 49 points over 50 points down on the leaders. But if he can win here today, he'll take a lot of confidence in tomorrow, and why not do double as we see on the ticker below. Mario Agi taken to the medical centre for a checkup. Hopefully all is okay with the Indonesian rider. He was up on his feet, but obviously it's going to, we'll get some more news
as and when. That'll be nice as we look at David Munoz just squeeze it out there. Who was that? That was Ortula. As we see, who's that who's gone off there? What? I don't know. Who was that? Was that a replay? It was.
No, I don't think so. That was live. Freddie Heinrich has crashed out. We're getting up on our timing speeds. I'm not sure if that was there.
No, because it looked like he was in front of Diogo Moreira. So maybe we'll see something about it come at the end of the race then. But this is now the penultimate lap. And this battle for the lead has now turned into, what, 8 riders now? Who was that getting buffed out the way? That was Ortula towards the back of this group now with Daniel Munoz. So an 8-rider battle for the win then here with 2 laps to go. Near enough 1.5, but it's still Uriarte in the driving seat. Has anybody got any answers for the questions he's asking of them? It doesn't look like it at the moment, but pole position man watch, Bertelli, he's on the move up into 4th position. Has he played an absolute blinder here? Can he bridge that gap between himself and David Munoz in 3rd?
I think we're going to find out, Matt, in just a few seconds. David Alonso's looking up the inside here. I don't think he'll do it here because you don't want to ruin your run up the hill and obviously down into the waterfall, but they're close, so I can feel a move coming here.
How about it then? And so they are getting ever closer. This slipstream here down at the waterfall will be so important into turn 12. Could give us a clear indication as to who might take victory here today then. So as we look at it then, Uriarte from Alonso, from Munoz, Holgado, Bertelli and Furasato there. As Somogorba's got a track limits warning. Hopefully nobody goes over track limits this time around. No, they don't. Keep it very neat and tidy. Keeping an eye on Bertelli up the inside there. What about Ortula? 3 abreast there into the final corner. Uriarte's lost 1st position as they come over the line then to start the final lap. It is Alonso versus Munoz, the 1 and 2 in the championship classification, with Bertelli, the pole position man, just behind them, wanting that 1st podium here this year.
Into turn 1 we go. David Alonso holds.
Oh, and it's a huge crash for 3 riders. They go down. Who is it in the gravel? I think it might be Bertelli. It's definitely for Risato. It's heartache for many riders, and that has left. Who else is it? It's Daniel Munoz. Oh, what a disaster. 2 weekends in a row he's been taken out. How Wow, what a shame that is. But we have to focus on the action up front as we see Alonso versus Munoz. This is what you love to see in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. The two championship contenders way out in front. Well, actually, it'll be three of them because Holgado's not from behind as well. But Uriarte, can he cause an upset here? Get his second podium of the season?
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, he's certainly going to try as he come up the hill for the final time on Saturday here at the Sachenring. Is David Munoz going to go for a move at the inside of turn 10?
He tried to do it before.
Quite.
No, but he will have a couple more opportunities. Down the waterfall we go. What about the slipstream in towards turn 12?
Here we go then, down into turn 12. Surely there's going to move at the inside here from David.
Oh, David Munoz just squeezes him out. He makes it cleanly though, but will he run too wide? Oh no, he gets the cutback. David Alonso in the lead. One more corner to go. Uriarte versus Alonso. Who will get the slipstream and the run up the hill? Will it be neck and neck? Could it be victory number 3 for David Alonso? It is, as he takes the victory here in the Sachenring from Marcos Uriarte. David Munoz rounds out the podium and Danny Holgado there in 4th.